review of Cobra Kai, season 5, another great season. I mean, certain points I was thinking like, man, is this better than season 4? I mean, to a degree, maybe better than season 1 of all the character moments, especially for Chosen. Like, Chosen was like the goal of the season. I'm just gonna talk about spoilers. I'm just saying it now so I can get through it faster. Yeah, so definitely spoilers. So make sure you've watched it before you watch this review. So yeah, like Chosen, man, I feel like he's probably like one of the best developed characters, if not the best. I mean, Johnny, like his evolution from the very beginning to now, like man, respect. But like the things they did with Chosen in this season, like from how bad he was in like not season 2, sorry, Karate Kid Part 2 with nearly killing, flipping Kimiko and Larusso to the person he became with so much honor, being able to be friends with Daniel, probably like close to basically being the best friend, like being by his side to take down Terry Silver. Like man, he's definitely come a long way. Like when it comes to character moments, this is probably the best season to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of moments where I feel like I was gonna cry, man, because damn, like so many characters get like really good moments, man. Because when you finally get to hear about what happened to Chosen after Karate Kid Part 2, with how he just basically left the village, just felt like everyone just hated him. But Kimiko actually came to him and actually looked out for him, and he was able to like fix himself and become a better person because of Kimiko. And but near the end of the season, we find out that he actually is in love with Kimiko, which was kind of a shock. I was like, really? I mean, you tried to kill her back in the day, so damn. And it was Luuso's girl, and that's why he never really said anything to him until he was like drunk near the end when they were celebrating. Because basically, you know, Miguel's mum gets pregnant, and Johnny throughout the season is like so nervous, like how he was when he gave birth to Robbie. Also, the stuff with Robbie and Miguel, they still have like a rivalry at the beginning, but they eventually work things out and have the same goal to get to the point where they work things out and I guess become brothers in a way. Yeah, it was weird to see them, finally work things out, but it was also cool. Yeah. Tori, she's still trying to deal with knowing that, she only won because it was rigged. And the only reason she stayed was because of Kreese. Like, he had like a plan. I'm not really fully sure what the plan actually was because Kreese kind of changes his plans with what he was going to do with her. And then she feels like Tori just feels like she's betrayed and she doesn't really have anyone at that point because the last person she trusted was Kreese, and it was the reason why she stayed in Cobra Kai after finding out like it was all a lie. Because Terry Silver's trying to get like global and he's willing to do anything to achieve that, even by cheating, which he did at the end of the Old Valley. Because he was really desperate, so he basically paid the ref so they'd win. Yeah. And the things that Samantha went through in the season, like damn, I feel like this is probably like her best character development season. Seeing her go through PTSD and everything, like man, she went through a lot this season, even to the point where she's breaking up with Miguel, man, and I could tell that was hard for her, especially Miguel, man. Like when you see him crying, damn. Also, the stuff with Miguel as well, with his father, which how they ended the last season, man, that was some tough crap to deal with, man. Damn, I can't imagine how he was feeling when he actually got to meet his father and found out who he really was, because it seems like he actually had a honest life and and basically he never knew about his son and all that, and that's what the mom didn't really tell Miguel. So he felt like Miguel felt like the mom was in the one, but then when he meets the father, he kind of finally finds out why his mother never told him about his dad and why the dad doesn't even know that he exists because he was basically like a drug dealer who knows, maybe a drug lord at this point, and he has this new family. And if things get really bad, who knows what's gonna happen to them, man? Which is kind of sad, because Miguel actually saves like his kind of brother, and that's how he kind of gets to meet him and talk with him. But then it gets to a point where he finds out that he's actually a drug dealer, or who knows how high up he is at this point. Yeah, because he was definitely a drug dealer back in the day when Miguel's mother was with him, and that's why the mother left. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of feel sorry for that family because when they find out, unless they already, I don't think they know, but man, his son nearly died anyway because he cares more about his drug business instead of his own son, and Miguel was there to save him. So that to me, that's kind of a bad sign that things probably won't work out for them. Yeah, sadly. and for that little kid. But then he kind of goes home with Johnny because Johnny goes all the way to, the place to actually, even with Robbie, like even Robbie comes and finds out, like he still kind of helps out as well to find Miguel, even though they still have like a feud with each other. So it shows that Robbie is actually to a degree caring and probably still feels guilty for what he did to Miguel. Yeah, and they still kind of do fight as well, even when they get back, like they're still fighting. Yeah. But Johnny tries to make them, come together because he kind of finds out like he's having a baby with Miguel's mother. So yeah, he's just trying his best to make them get on with each other, even like to the point where he's letting them fight each other to work things out. And then it kind of ends the same way like how he did last time. But Miguel's gonna make Robbie fall, but they kind of work things out and. Like Johnny was there just in case something bad happened, but yeah, they basically work things out and become friends, maybe obviously not best friends, but just friends, and they have like the same goal to take down Terry Silver. And well, they didn't even really care about taking down Terry Silver until things got really bad near the end. Like Johnny was just focused on his life, where Daniel, he was just obsessed with taking down Silver, even when he didn't even need to really focus that much. But imagine that kind of karate going across the whole world, man. And basically what they've been through for the whole show, that would happen to like millions of people, I guess. So I guess Daniel had a good reason, but to the point where he goes to one of his old rivals, Mike from the Karate Kid Part 3, who basically put so much fear into him, man. Like when he was in that Old Valley, like the second one, and he was at the point where he just wanted to give up, man. And that's how we see Samantha as well, man. The daughter. But it's not even really about Tori. It's like, does she fear herself or something? Because when we get to like that PTSD moment and she's in that tub, like she sees herself as a threat. It gets really meta there, yeah. To the point where she also breaks up with Miguel, and like I said, Miguel was heartbroken because he even bought like a squid necklace for her because she likes squids. Yeah, and he just leaves it on the floor, and then like Samantha finds it later on, and then that's when she decides to maybe try to work out things with Miguel, but then he sees Miguel kissing like another girl. Then she's sad about it, but you can't really blame him because you broke up with him, and that was like early in the season as well. And then later on, he kind of kisses a girl because it was like a party after them entering like some tournament where they could go global, which that's what Cobra Kai is trying to do. So like I don't even know if that was Miyagi Do's intentions, but if it's the only way to stop them from going global, then yeah, I guess they'd be fine trying to do that. And they get to a point where they're both like even, so they can both compete for it. And it kind of sucks that we don't really get to see that. I mean, they would have cheated anyway, so okay, but man, I mean, the finale that we get is still good, but imagine if this is the last time we'll get to see these characters and we don't get like a season 6, because I've heard some things about season 6 and I don't know like if we'll be getting it anytime soon. It might be a while. It might be like with flipping Stranger Things with how long we had to wait, man. Oh my god, imagine if it's that long. Oh, because and it does feel like it's getting to an end point anyway, but I just want to actually see the ending and it doesn't get cancelled. Like that would suck. I want to see like the proper ending, especially with what happens with Kreese, which he's been in jail. He was kind of making some plan with Tori, but then he drops it. Like even like it was getting to the point where Kreese knew like how Terry, he basically knew what Terry was gonna do, and he was gonna like give Larusso and Johnny that information. But at that point they didn't really care about him. They'd only like help him get out if he actually gave the information. He does, but he just Larusso just leaves him there. Same with Johnny. They don't really care about him because of all the things he's done. And they try to make it look like he feels guilty for everything he did. And when he gets to a point where he's able to break out, he breaks out even though it looks like he dies. Like, how did they plan all that, man? They do all that for him. Like, that prison break was at the end was just so silly to me. I mean, I knew that Chris wasn't dead. I mean, for a second I was thinking like, damn, is he actually dead? But nah, I knew by the end it was going to reveal that he's actually fine and it was like a trick. But the way Harry gets out using basically jelly to look like blood, and then he basically beats up everyone, takes like the doctor's outfit, and then basically just breaks out. Yeah. And are they gonna think he's dead or something? And then he'll just be like, "Boo, I'm alive." But what's his intentions when he comes back? Like, what's gonna happen? Yeah. And I just really hope we get the answer, because the way how they end it, it seems like he might come back, but not with bad intentions. But I'm not really sure, because he's gonna be wanted right now. He broke out of prison, so yeah. As for the things how with how things go with Terry Silver, like, man, he was a true villain in this season. Like, probably the biggest villain of the whole franchise, because it gets to a point where everyone's working together. Even like Mike, who like that was Terry Silver's like best student back in Karate Kid Part 3, but then he kind of like ruins his life when Daniel kind of gets in contact with him to help take down Terry Silver, even though Mike didn't really want any part of it. But then his business gets burned down. He loses his wife, like, man, and he's just like so desperate. So at the end, when they have this like party celebrating that Johnny gets pregnant and stuff, and they kind of have like some good character moments of each other. Basically, we see him get into a limo, singing "Eye of the Tiger," and then that's when Mike basically kidnaps him. And then I guess his goal was to beat everyone up, even though that wouldn't have worked out for him. But then they get to a point where Lewis explains that it wasn't actually him; it was actually Terry Silver that ruined his business. So then they all go to like Terry Silver's house to beat him up, and let's just say that doesn't really go perfectly. Yeah, I mean, Terry Silver basically wins that battle when they attack him at his house, but when he gets to the dojo, where all the kids are working together, even the ones who don't even like each other, Tori, with what happens with her through this season, man. Because she gets to a point where she doesn't really want to represent Cobra Kai, and she just takes so long to, finally get to the point where she wants to, lay it out to Samantha that, she actually should have won. It wasn't really her that really won, because it was all rigged by Terry Silver. I mean, she's mad about that, but then Miguel kind of says that she was probably going for a lot, and yeah, she definitely should have told sooner, but she still did, and they get to a point where they all work together to get the evidence to show that Terry Silver cheated. With Tori saying that it was all basically a lie, that she didn't really win, but he wanted to win anywhere necessary to become big and make his flipping dojo global. Yeah. I mean, even that fat guy who basically gets beat up by Terry Silver does the right thing at the end. Yeah, basically tells the truth about what actually happened. Yeah, and basically helps Daniel when he gets stranded. Yeah, because he was about to get beat up by some hillbillies or truck drivers. I don't even know what to call them, but yeah, he kind of saves the day at the end. Yeah, and beats up some kids. At the long one as well. Like, yeah, that finale. Yeah. Everyone basically helps out, even Lapusso. I hate to say that, but yeah, even Daniel Russo's son helps at the end and redeems himself. Yeah, and a kind of like formation from Chosen's lessons, which is cool. So they're actually able to fight against Cobra Kai and upload the evidence in time. Yeah, everyone helps out at the end, I guess. Yeah, even that bully who's like a bully for the whole show gets to a point where he's like, man, I'm truly on the one side. Yeah. And Kenny Man, because he feels like he was on the right side the whole time with Cobra Kai, becoming like a menace, and then at the end he's probably like broken, man, finding out that everything was a whole lie. When he finds out about the evidence and stuff when they show it. Yeah, so it's gonna be hard for him to get over that, even though like Robbie was trying so hard to help him. Yeah, he just didn't want to listen. Basically, he felt like Cobra Kai gave him power, but it didn't really help him. It just made him a lot worse than how things already were. Yeah. And we'll see what kind of character he'll be if we get another season. Yeah. Also, the fight with Chosen, man. Oh my god. I mean, all the fights with Chosen in this season, like, he became the goat of this season, man. He could defeat anyone. I mean, he basically defeated Terry Silver when they got attack his house, but, basically Terry cheated and attacked him, like, basically slit flipping his hand and then his back when he wasn't looking, when he thought the battle was over. Like, I mean, Terry Silver's probably like the second strongest in the show, but number one to me was always going to be Chosen, because seeing what he could do from the first 3 episodes, taking out flipping a whole flipping of all Mike's men who work at his place, because he thought like there was going to be a threat, because I guess Daniel thought like Mike was going to be doing some illegal stuff, but he's actually like a legit business with his wife. And I kind of feel sorry for Mike. Like, I wonder what's going to happen with him. I think Daniel will help him out, but yeah, because it is kind of his fault for going near Mike. And Terry Silver just thought like he must be a threat, so I'm gonna burn down his business. Yeah, I guess he's the one that I feel sorry for in the season. Then, yeah. But by the end, we kind of get like a final showdown. Also, Johnny's kind of getting beat up as well by Terry Silver's bodyguards. I mean, Terry Silver also gets like this woman to share this fighting style, and they kind of use it to train Cobra Kai, even Tori, and man, one of Johnny's pupils, that girl who came in the previous season, man, she's a good fighter, but like the other two fighters like Samantha and Tori, you know, she couldn't really stand against them. But she kind of proves how good of a fighter she actually is. And she's in Cobra Kai for a bit and kind of she forms like a friendship with Tori, but she kind of stays with Cobra Kai. But when she finds out the truth, she's there to help Tori and take down this new master that Terry Super got. Yeah. And I wonder if she got arrested. Like, what happened to her? Yeah. They didn't really show what actually happened to her. Yeah. Who Terry Silver got, like, that master. Yeah. I'm not really sure what she did after everything went downhill. Did she just go back home? Probably. I don't know. I mean, because all the bad things was on Terry Silver's name, not her, so she probably just left afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, they basically defeat Terry Silver at the end. Like, he gets arrested because of all the bad things he did. They all come out. We see Lewis have a final fight with him. He does like the classic kick while also using the moves that Terry Silver taught him, and finally getting rid of that trauma that Daniel Lewis had, because all of the negativity that he's had in some of these seasons, just that made Daniel Lewis and his kids not likable, it all kind of came from Terry Silver with how he was treated. We even get to see the girl from the third movie as well kind of talk about Terry Silver, because Terry Silver tried to do so much to bring down Daniel Lewis, man. Because it kept trying to take down Terry Silver until he actually does at the end, but to the point where his wife nearly leaves him, and then like she kind of goes with the girl from Karate Kid Part 3, and she explains what Terry Silver did to him, so she kind of understands, and she's there for him until the end of the season. Yeah, I actually like what they did with the wife in this season. Yeah, even Samantha, like all the characters I wasn't really a big fan of previous seasons. Like, they make them all likable. Like, they just do such a good job, man. And just Johnny trying to, be a family man now. It's a lot of good character development for the whole season. Yeah, and it has a I don't know if I should say a fully satisfying ending, because I really wanted to see a tournament just without a cheating or something. I don't know, because I don't even know if we're gonna get to see that now. I don't know what's gonna happen now if we get one last season. And I don't know if they'd bring up the girl from the next Karate Kid. I mean, they probably could make a story like somehow really good, even though like her movie was so bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not $1 million baby level with that actor, but I don't know what they could do with her to make her. I don't know what they'd really do if they brought her back, to be honest. Unless it's like just a little cameo. And maybe they do the tournament thing where they can go global and go against another dojo instead. I don't know. And I have no idea what they're going to do with Kreese. There's just so many questions, and I really hope we get to see answers. If we get like at least one last season, I really hope we get to see it, man. Yeah. Hopefully we do. It's not cancelled or anything, because I heard there's going to be issues with season 6. So I hope things work out and we get one last final season to wrap up things properly, and we get to see Johnny's baby and stuff. Like, it'll just be so nice. Yeah. And see Chosen get with Kimiko, which I never thought I'd ever say that, but if how he cared about her and stuff, like how he basically explains why he cares about her, and like how she was always there for him to become the person that he is now. Such an awesome character, like probably my favorite character now in the Karate Kid franchise now. Crazy to say that, man. From him being like a flipping terrible person in Karate Kid Part 2, where Terry Silver's now like the most awful person in the whole franchise now with what he does throughout the season. Yeah, but they bring him down, and I guess for now, Toysiva's done, unless this truly is it for him. And we'll just see what Kreese does, yeah. Since he's out of jail, yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll just wrap things up here. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed my review. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.